Hi guys, it's Maddy. Welcome to another Roblox tutorial. What we're going to be doing today is changing the block settings, and it can be done in any template, but we're going to focus in on Obby. Now that you're in Obby, you can go to the top section of your screen and there's going to be a section called Part with an arrow right under. So go ahead and click the arrow and it's going to give you a selection of parts that you can add, including blocks, spheres, wedges, and cylinders. And I decided to choose block, but you're welcome to choose any of the four. And now that we have this block, we can change the material by going to the top, clicking material, and the arrow right underneath. And once you click that arrow, it's going to bring you to a large list of materials. So for now, I'm going to choose glass. And once I click on it, the block should change to glass. And now if you look above material, the little box shows that your block is made of glass. We can also change the color of the block, and to do that, you click the little arrow under color, and it opens up a hexagon of colors, and you can click on any one to change the color of the block. So for example, if I wanted to change my block color to pink, I would click on any of the shades of pink, and there we go. And before we test out the game so far to see the pink glass block in action, I just want to explain the difference between play and play here. So if you click on the down arrow, if you click play here, it'll spawn you to wherever you are hovering over. Right now I'm not hovering over anything, so play here would make my character fall. If you press play, it will spawn you to the start or the last checkpoint you hit. Just a reminder, checkpoints are the blocks with the star in the middle. And now that we've started the game, you can see that our block is not there. And this is a very common mistake in Roblox Studio. If you add a block and it's not there, it's most likely because you did not anchor it. So I'm going to hit stop. And then in order to anchor the block, make sure it's selected. And then go up to the top menu again. Right next to color, there is an option called anchor. And you can see that anchor is sort of shaded. So that's how you know that your block is going to stay when you press play. So now when I hit play, you can see that the block is there. Okay, now let's add a new block and learn about grouping and ungrouping. So these are my two blocks, and in order to select them, you have to drag your cursor over both blocks and it highlights them in blue. And then to group them, you go up into the top menu and press the arrow right next to group. Since the objects are not grouped yet, the only option will be group. As you can see now, the two blocks are highlighted with one box rather than two separate boxes. And I can move them together just like this. Another useful tool is knowing how to ungroup when you add objects from the toolbox that are in one big group but you want to edit the parts separately. To do that, you go to the same menu and you click ungroup. And as you can see, now the blocks are separated. And I can move each block by itself once again. Another property of these blocks is called collision, which refers to whether the blocks can intersect with each other or not. When collisions is off, you are able to move the blocks right into each other, just like this. And on the other hand, when collisions is turned on, you are unable to move the blocks into each other. Okay, nice. So next thing we're going to learn is how to use Explorer. And you can find this by going to the View tab in the top menu and then clicking on Explore, which is on the left side. In Explorer, there is a long list of blocks that are in your obby, so you can basically find anything that is in your game through Explorer. And I know for sure that this obby comes with a trampoline, so let's go into the folder called Trampoline and click on that trampoline block. Once you've clicked on the block, and you can hit the letter F on your keyboard, it'll spawn you right to the block, just like that. This trick is very useful when you have a lot of blocks in your game and you want to find one in particular. Okay, now I'm going to show you another cool trick that you can use that's also in the View tab. So if you go and click Properties, and make sure a block is selected in your game. This will open another menu on the right, and I'm going to go ahead and click out of Explorer. There we go. This will show you all the information about the block. A property that I like to change, especially when I'm making a really difficult obstacle course, is called transparency. The default is at 0, which is the most solid a block can get. The most transparent or clear that you can make the block is 1. So if you click on 1 and hit enter, you can see that the block turns clear. And if you pick a number anywhere between 0 and 1, the block will be somewhat transparent. I'm just going to turn it back to 0 for visibility purposes. Awesome. Another property you can change to make an extra hard obstacle course is called Can Collide, and this is going to be in the behavior section. When the checkbox is selected, this means that your player will not fall through the block. So let's test this out, and instead of starting from the very start block, let's try the play here option. So you must hover over a solid block so that you won't fall when the game is started. So now when you click on the arrow under play and hit play here, you will spawn to this exact location instead of the start block. When we jump onto the block, you can see that it's solid, we don't fall through. Okay, now when we're back in editing mode, I'm going to uncheck the box next to Can Collide. And when we play here, this basically means that the player will fall through the block if they jump onto it. So just like this. I hope these tips help you create an awesome game, and thank you for watching.